Welcome to Moosewood at Presque Isle in Marquette, Michigan. Today we're going to work with Sheldon, our snapping turtle friend, a little bit. We're going to show you how we feed him, and as we go along, we'll talk about some of the behaviors he has. Sheldon is about 15 years old, and when he was little, out in the wild, someone decided they wanted to make him a pet. Now, the bad thing about making a pet out of a wild animal, especially a turtle or an alligator, is that they tend to grow as large as their enclosure. Sheldon will be getting a new enclosure, so he's not so cramped in this one. And when we get that one all done, we'll be able to show you how great that environment will be, and hopefully it will be for him. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about training a snapping turtle. And it's not to seem cold, because he is our friend, but we'll just say we're training a snapping turtle with a dog clicker. And we're going to use Karen Pryor's book, Don't Shoot the Dog, and also research I'm working on and with, or not with, but looking at with alligator or crocodiles. When we look at training crocodiles, we can train them to do limited things such as target training, where they can come up to a spot on command with a click or a voice, or they can come and get food. And it extends into various other marine life, such as dolphins. And in subsequent videos, we'll talk about some of that stuff. But today we're going to look at Sheldon here, the snapping turtle. And he can be trained. He's actually very intelligent for being a turtle. Many people would probably think that they have a limited brain capacity. Like any other animal, we oftentimes have to look at it from the perspective of the animal. What they do is what they do. They don't do our taxes, they don't send emails, and Sheldon definitely doesn't text us when he's hungry. So something to keep in mind. And if you're training your own animal, you can take some of these things that we're doing here and use them on your animal. But the big thing is, you have to have the patience, the kindness, and understanding that goes along with training anything in this world, whether it's kids, dogs, cats, bears, pandas, snapping turtles, sharks, whatever you want. You gotta have the patience. So we'll quit babbling here and we'll see if the old boy's ready to go. What we're gonna do, what I started with is to recognize the clicking sound. Any animal can recognize a sound over a period of time. In Sheldon's case, he hears what he can hear inside the tank any other time of the day, which is bubbling noises, maybe somebody walking by that makes a heavy sound, something dropping. So what we started doing is getting to respond to a clicker, and we'll see if he's ready to go. And as we go along, and I can't predict what behaviors he'll have, so I'll try to explain those and give you an idea of how his habits are. One of the big things for doing this, I will say, is that a snapping turtle generally lays on the bottom of a pond or a lake, and they're opportunistic feeders. What that means is, if the turtle is on the bottom, and a fish comes along, in Sheldon's case, he would jump up and get it. So with Sheldon, what we're trying to do is minimize his jumping abilities, or desire to jump, we'll say, out of this tank. Because when we open this up, Sheldon can launch himself up and out, and we don't want him doing that when people are feeding him, because if he hits the ground, he'll shatter his shell, and therefore we'll have to, if he's not deceased, we'll have to put him down. So we'll see. Oh, he's ready. I don't even have to, we'll do the beginning part next time, considering he knows what's going on. So with no further ado, we'll work on this. So what staff has been doing has been giving him, hold on here, bud, 2 herring. I think you can see these 2 herring. These are generally not separated, but so what I changed it over to doing was giving him 2 halves, I mean. He gets the same amount of herring, but he gets 4 pieces. If you do this with your own pet, and like Sheldon, they tend to figure out that they got, I can't say that they know what the number 2 is, but they got 2, and in Sheldon's case, he will not stop bugging you until he gets the other 2. Maybe we'll see that here today. So we're going to start out, what I'm going to start out doing is, when we open this up first, he's going to be all excited, but normally what we do, we click him once to get his attention, twice to get him to come to here. Then we're going to station him right over on this side with a finger movement, and we'll get into target training a little bit later. We're going to station him over here so I can have this whole area to give him his food without being bit. Now his jaws are as sharp as they should be. However, I'm not going to find out. I would actually I'll take that back. I would think in the wild they'd be a lot sharper. In this case, I don't want to find out just how good he is. So we'll work on that here real quick. Let me get over here. All right. One click gets his attention. There we go. He'll come over. He'll come over. Now remember, he's slow. There we go. Okay, he might just come right over. Okay, he's looking for the source. There we go. I didn't even have to click that way. Now he'll see me here. Okay. So normally we'd get him from over here to here, and he recognizes it. So now we can go in and feed him. Can you get it? Oh. We have to remember the eyesight is really good forward. However, if he misses his prey, he does have some trouble trying to find it again. So, over here, Sheldon. Over here. Over here. No further. Come on. There we go. There we go. He's getting it. He's a slow learner, but he's getting it. So, there. And I'm not going to set him up so he does actually launch himself out, as that is really dangerous. And he knows he's going to get a couple more, so he should be pretty happy here. So, we'll bring him back over here. There we go. Bring him right here. Might get him a little frustrated. We'll bring him back and station him. There you go. And reward him. Oh, he missed that one. At this point, right now, I would not want to be right over his head. He would launch and he would try and just grab what he thinks is food. So, get him calm down a little bit here. There. Okay, come over here, Sheldon. Come over here. Bring him back over. Try it again. There. There you go. Get it. There you go. After we do this repeatedly, and we're going to do this for about a week, maybe 2, depending on how quick he is, eventually he shouldn't have the need to jump, and you should be able to feed him halfway safely without tongs. Staff usually uses tongs with him. The problem with that is you get it up too high, and then he'll jump, and then you run into problems. So, let's see. Ready, old boy? Okay, over here. There we go. There we go. He knows. Oh. What? Oh, no, that's my thing. Okay, try it again. We're just going to let him relax for a minute. There we go. That's a little bit exciting. Okay. There we go. I didn't see it. There he goes.